Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mayo Oberfell Field. I'm James Mason. Tonight, the Kingsmen taking on New Prairie. The game looks like it's going to start in a bit of a delay. Not due to weather this time. New Prairie is running behind. It'll start in a delay. New Prairie has arrived, and the delay should be ceasing soon as both teams will take infield, and we will begin play here in a crucial NIC conference game. And the infields are taking practice here. We're still in a delay, but we are almost ready to begin play here as Penn is taking infield. New Prairie will take infield after them, and then we will begin play here from A. Oberfell-Lober Field. And stay tuned here on the Penn. It looks like our start time should be somewhere around 5:40 to 5:45 on my best guess. But nothing set in stone yet. We will keep you updated when we hear more. But until then, looking like a 5:40 start time. All righty, the warm-ups are done, and Kingsman softball and the pennant about to get underway here. The coaches will have to meet at home plate here shortly, exchange the lineup cards, and we'll be ready to go. Couple things on the line tonight. The Kingsmen can take home first place in the NIC tonight with a win. They would clinch the conference even with 2 games to go, as they would hand New Prairie their only 2 losses of the season. And so far in the NIC, they handed them a loss on Tuesday night, a 3-0 victory. And Caitlin Denny throws a no-hitter. How about that? She comes back from knee surgery last season. And looks like they're going to do a prayer circle for the New Prairie JV team that was in the tragic bus crash. Saw it last night over on the baseball diamond in that game, and now we'll see it here at May Oberfell-Lober Field. The teams will come together, and we'll let you enjoy them in the moment. A nice moment there. But if the Kingsmen win tonight, they do clinch the conference championship. They would be still unbeaten in conference play. New Prairie would have 2 losses. There are 2 games to go for both teams in NIC play. But by head-to-head, even if the Kingsmen lose both to South Bend St. Joe, which one of those games will be on Sports Michiana. If you want to watch that on Tuesday, May 20th, the Penn St. Joe baseball game will be on the pennant, so you can join us for that one. We hope you can be there. Lineup cards being exchanged here at home plate. And the starting lineups will give them to you here. We'll start with the New Prairie Cougars, who come into this game off a loss. As we said, they fell on Tuesday night at home to these Kingsmen by a score of 3-0. Caitlin Denny with the no-hitter. And they will start in the starting lineup. It's Randy Robakowski leading off. She plays behind the plate at the catcher's position. They will have Ella Chelminiak. She will play in center field, batting second. And batting third, Abby Harmon. She will play at shortstop, batting third. And pitching, Ava Geyer tonight. She is batting fourth. Addie Luther bats fifth. She plays third base. Kerrigan Evans plays in right field and bats sixth. Kiera Strakowski batting seventh and playing first. Michaela Klingberg will bat eighth, playing second base. And the designated player is Allison Beltran, batting ninth. And then the flex player playing left field and not batting is Kenzie Waltz. She has got a nice arm out there and left, so we'll see how that affects things on those looping hits to left. You know, you got runners on second. When you got a good arm and left, that can change things. Penn's lineup, they will lead off with Izzy Hanna. She plays center field. She's batting first. Shannon Rudge will bat second, playing shortstop. Ava Zachary at third, batting third. Peyton Dwiggins behind the plate, batting fourth. Logan Rumble is in right field, batting fifth. Camille Beaver will bat sixth. She is at second base. Addison Baird is the designated player. She plays in the seventh spot of the lineup here. Phoebe Wood playing at first base and batting eighth. And then Ashlyn Kronwitter will bat ninth, rounding out the lineup in left field. And then the pitcher tonight for the Kingsmen, it's Olivia Signorino. She comes into this game, and what a season it's been for her. She is coming off of a losing effort, however, against a great Crown Point team who is ranked 3rd in the state. Kingsman ranked 5th. But Olivia Signorino comes into this game. She's given up just 22 runs this season on 12 games. 10 of those have been starts. An ERA of 2.78. It's slightly inflated in a little shaky outing against Crown Point, but again, that's a very good lineup Crown Point brings out. Not much to be worried about. And we'll see her go against another good lineup for New Prairie that's been trending up here. They play second right now. 17 wins. They play second in the conference. 17 wins, 6 losses. Kingsman 16-3. But the Kingsmen, it's been their offense this season that's been a little down from last season. You know, that team lost a couple seniors after going down to semi-state last season. And then this year, the pitching still excellent. And then really everything this year for the Kingsmen, it's just another year under Beth Zachary, another great team. Sectionals came out. They do not know their opponent yet. They got the first round bye. So they await their foe in game 2 of their sectional. They only have to win 2 games to advance to the regional, which is here at May Oberfell-Lober Field. So if they do make it, the Pennant will have coverage of that. The Pennant will also have coverage of both baseball and softball sectionals. I'll be making my way out to LaPorte and Mishawaka for those sectional matchups. We'll have every single game in the sectionals, pending rain, hopefully no rainouts, but will start on May 28th. We'll let you listen in for the national anthem here.
Sacrifice for our country. And now, if you are able, please stand. We're standing as one nation and one people, and honoring America with the playing of our national anthem.
A steamy night here on the corner of Bittersweet and McKinley as we get ready to get the first pitch here. Olivia Signorino on the mound for the Kingsmen tonight. New Prairie looks to avenge a loss, keep themselves alive in the NIC conference picture. It'll have to come off one of the best pitchers in the NIC, as we said, Olivia Signorino. She comes into this game with 100 strikeouts, just 21 walks, 4 hit by pitches. Only given up 34 hits all season long, a 7-3 record. Facing 231 batters and only given up 34 hits and 21 walks. That is something special. Kingsmen come off a 3-0 victory on Tuesday night over in New Carlisle, facing these same New Prairie Cougars. And it'll be Randy Rubakowski leading things off here. She catches today on defense for New Prairie. She leads off the lineup. Kingsmen line up in the field at first base, it's Phoebe Wood. Camille Beaver at second. Rudge at short. Ava Zachary at third. Kronwitter in left. Izzy Hanna in center. And Rumble in right. With Dwiggins behind the plate and Olivia Signorino on the mound, we're about ready to deliver the first pitch of the day. And the first pitch is fouled off. .5:50 p.m. first pitch. 0-1 here on Robakowski. Corners play in. Swing and a miss. There's that riser that she features all year long, and it's been probably her best pitch. 0-2 here on Robakowski. Everyone playing in. Ooh, that came up and in. And just getting out of the way, as it is now 1-2. Unless they say that hit the bat. And it did. So not 1-2. Good call behind the plate there. Check swing on the 0-2. This one will be a ball. Wind is blowing in from right center field. So don't expect many balls to carry today. The 1-2 is not going to catch the outside edge of the strike zone there. Two and two here, Signorino back on the mound. Little jam job in the left center. Running back, and Kronwitter can't get it. Just off the end of the bat, it's poked over the head of Kronwitter, and getting into second base is Robakowski. That's a tough two-strike battle and a good start for the Cougars as they get a leadoff double after Robakowski fell down 0-2 in the count. Ella Kominiak now to the plate. Showing bunt originally, now pulling back. And a called strike there on the outside edge of the strike zone. That one further outside, doesn't get the call. 1-1. Kingsmen have not made a lot of errors in the field. That's been one of their strengths. But they have had some games where it unraveled quickly. They hope this is not one of them. Into center, on a line, it'll fall in front of Hanna. Getting to third and holding there is Robakowski. And it's 2 hits here in the first inning. And it's first and third with nobody out for New Prairie. Bringing up Abby Harmon. The lefty will stand in. Left side of the infield plays in. Second base plays back, and couldn't make the catch was Dwiggins, and that's going to move the runners. A run scores. That'll be a pass ball. Dwiggins looked like she just squeezed the glove a little too early. And that results in a run for New Prairie, and it is 1-0. As the Cougars strike first, as they've come out with a fire, looking to keep their season alive here in NIC conference play. Bunt is down, back to Signorino. Over to first, a little high, but a nice grab by Phoebe Wood. Runner moves to third, and now the first out of the game, and a runner on third, so the sac fly is still in play here. Ava Geyer coming to the plate here now. First pitch to her, and she fouls it off. Batting cleanup today, and pitching as well. She has been the star on the mound and one of the co-stars hitting-wise for New Prairie. No balls, one strike, and a foul back. 0-2. Infield is in, ready to shoot it home if they get it. And the 0-2, that is outside, trying to get her to chase. One of the strengths of this New Prairie team is they get the pitch count up, which, pitch count is not as widely looked at as it is in baseball, but they get the pitch count up, they work the at-bats, they draw walks, and they don't strike out much. There's a fly ball to the left. This could be deep enough. Cronwood with the catch. Here comes the runner home, and there will be no play at home. It's 2-0 New Prairie. So a productive out there, and now base is empty, 2 outs, 2-0 Cougars. Productive out there for Geyer. She gets the sac fly to increase the lead. That is in there for strike one. So New Prairie already with 2 more hits than they had last night. They have 2 hits on the board. One is up and out. It's 1-1 on Addie Luther. Signorino back to work. That is just outside. 2-1. Kerrigan Evans is on deck. And the 2-1 is inside. Just over the shoe tops there, 3-1. Luther playing at third base tonight. Three-one. Gets the call. Perfect fastball there. Just pinpointed it there. Right on the inside edge of the strike zone. 3-2, 2 outs. Signorino deals, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 101 on the year, and strikeout number 1 of the game. So New Prairie plates 2, but then the next 3 go down. 2 hits, 2 runs, no errors. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. Kingsmen trail by 2. Welcome back to May Oberfell Lober Field. Izzy Hanna leading things off here in the pennant, bringing you Kingsman baseball. Or softball. What am I saying here? Izzy Hanna leads off. She takes a called strike one on the outside edge. It's Ava Geyer on the mound for New Prairie. She's been the ace all season. The 0-1 is foul tipped back. It's 0-2. Hanna has been an excellent contact hitter and stolen base threat this year for the Kingsmen. She comes into this game batting just a little under 400. On the ground, right side foul. She stays alive. Draws a lot of walks. Defense behind Geyer. You got Strakowski at first, Klingery at second, Harmon at short, Luther at third, Waltz in left, Chelminiak in center, and Evans in right. And Robakowski behind the plate. And on the 0-2 takes outside. That is ball one. Kingsmen trail this one 2-0 on New Prairie's quick start in that top of the first. Geyer back to work, and that is high. Two and two. That is also outside. Good battle here. Count is now full. 3-2 to Izzy Hanna. The pitch. Poked foul. Staying alive. That is what she does best. Lots of quality at-bats, deep into counts. Hanna with an on-base percentage of .500. That is why she leads off. On the ground to third. Fielded in fair territory by Luther. Throw over. And she gets the speedy Izzy Hanna on a bang, bang, bang play at first there.
The shortstop, number 8.
Unless. So originally it was called fair. And now they're trying to say it was foul. Now it is ruled foul. Hanna is still up. So it is still 3-2. And there is a called strike three on the outside edge of the strike zone. So Hanna does eventually go down. This one on strikes. And that brings up Shannon Rudge. She's playing at short today. Takes the first pitch low for ball one. Rudge brings in a .370 average. 17 hits on the season in 46 at-bats. There is strike number one. One and one with one out. Nice breaking ball. Drops in there for a strike. Geyer features a fastball, a riser, and then a changeup curveball type of pitch as that one shot foul. Ava Zachary on deck. She's been the power hitter this year for the Kingsmen. Fouled off again. Both of these teams lead the NIC in pitches seen, which is a pretty good factor of how well are you taking pitches. How deep in the at-bats are you going? Are you fouling off a lot of pitches? The 1-2, beautiful pitch, catches the corner, strike three called, and 2 strikeouts to start the game here for Ava Geyer. 2 down, nobody on for Ava Zachary. Zachary stands in here with 2 outs, nobody on, and they're going to be pretty careful pitching to her. She can deal a lot of damage with just one swing. It's 1-0. New Prairie does a good job here, though. Nobody on for the big power hitter. 2-0 now, as that one was outside. Ava Zachary with 6 doubles, 3 homers, 2 triples, chopped to third, fielded by Luther, throw over in time, and that ends the inning. So New Prairie gets the Kingsmen down 1-2-3. We will head to the top of the second inning with the Cougars leading by a score of 2-0. And welcome back to Kingsman Softball on the pennant. I'm James Mason, up here in a steamy press box. It is a hot day out here, and I can only imagine what it's like being out on that turf. 86 degrees, probably feels like 95 down there. You're pretty much in the middle of May. Weather is getting nice and warm. Swing and a miss, strike one. New Prairie leads it 2-0. Kerrigan Evans leading things off for the Cougars. 0-1 is fouled off. So now 0-2. We saw last inning, Signorino got up 0-2 on the leadoff hitter, Robakowski, but she was able to battle back and hit a double. See if Signorino can knock down the hitter here. That's up and out, ball one. One and two. Signorino delivers, and that is just in there for strike three. Just got the call there on the outside edge. And there is one down. First strikeout of the day there. One out, back up the middle, and that'll find a hole through the infield. And a one-out single. That last strikeout was the second of the day. I apologize. Michaela Klingberg will come up to bat after the one-out single there by Strakowski. Showing bunt immediately. She'll pull back, take all the way in there for strike one. Allison Beltran on deck. She's the designated player. Klingberg at the plate, the second baseman. Bunt, outside, pulled back. 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. And a swing and a miss. So now 1-2. Runner on first is Strakowski. That is foul tipped into the mitt, and there is another strikeout. So now 2 down.
Number 3, Allison Beltran.
Allison Beltran comes up to bat with a runner on first and 2 down. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Beltran playing designated player for the left fielder, Waltz. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Signorino starting to find her rhythm now here. Saw a shaky first inning. She's dialed back in. Now she's hitting her spot, getting the swing and miss. And here comes the 0-2. Gets the call, third strike, and a 3-strikeout inning. We will head to the bottom of the second. It's still 2-0 New Prairie. The Kingsmen have a chance to get their bats going and tie this thing up. Peyton Dwiggins leading things off here for the Kingsmen. They trail 2-0 against New Prairie. Dwiggins batting .360 and 50 at-bats this year. Strike 1 called. She's swinging a hot bat as of recently. A couple hits last night, or rather Tuesday night. It is Thursday. In there for strike 2. Days are all jumbled after that mad scene last night, going from 4 wins to Penn High School. Nice night last night. Glad you could be with us. Glad you could be with us tonight. 0-2, a check swing. She went around. So a delayed appeal. But she did go around, and that is strike number 3. And a strikeout on Zachary, or on Dwiggins.
Right fielder, number 2,
1 down. Logan Rumble coming to the plate now. One out, first pitch, pop up to shallow right, making the catch is Evans, and there's 2 away.
Next up, number 2 for the Kingsmen, Camille Beaver.
Camille Beaver now coming to the plate. .22 singles this year. Just 1 extra base hit. That was a triple. Coming against Riley. Strike 1. Oh and 1 on her here. With 2 outs and nobody on, it's fouled off. 0-2. The 0-2 in the air to left, but right at Waltz. Positioned perfectly there near the foul line, and that ends the inning. Another quick 1-2-3. And it is still 2-0 New Prairie as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Signorino back out on the mound when we come back. Top of the order up here for the Cougars. It's Randy Robakowski who doubled and then later scored her first time up. She swings and misses at strike one. We're in the top of the third. It's 2-0 New Prairie. You can see on the scoreboard in the bottom right of your screen, on the top of it says Penn clinches the NIC with a win. That is true. A win tonight would give them the NIC title. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chopped foul. Shominiak is on deck, who also scored after a single. 1-2. Signorino deals, and that's popped foul out of play. One and two, Signorino coming back onto the mound. Left side of the infield plays in. First base also in. Second base slightly back. Line drive to center. Hannah gets a good jump on it, makes the catch, and there is one down. So Robakowski retired on the line out to center, and it brings up Ella Chelminiak. Singled her first time up. One down. In there for strike one. Infield more straight up. Zachary and Wood in on the corners. That's fouled off. It's 0-2. See the play on the corners in there. That's to prevent a bunt, which Chelminiak showed her first time up. Never laid it down, but the threat of it is there. She is quick. 0-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5, and that's what Signorino's done. He can strike you out, make you look silly. Abby Harmon to the plate. With 2 down. First pitch from Signorino. Tried to paint the inside edge of the strike zone, just missed inside. Ava Geyer on deck. New Prairie with 3 hits, Penn with none. No errors in this game by either team. New Prairie leads 2-0. It's the call on the outside edge of the strike zone. It's 1-1. One. Elevates the fastball, and swinging under it was Harmon. 1-2. Pretty good crowd for this one today. New Prairie fans traveling well, as they did last night over at baseball. 1-2 is outside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Another strikeout. That's number 6. And that ends this top half of the third. We go to the bottom half, and it is still 2-0 New Prairie. Addison Baird will get it started here. We welcome you back to Kingsman Softball on the pennant. I'm James Mason. 2-0 New Prairie. First pitch in there from Geyer is called strike one. And the 0-1, that is chopped down the third base line. It's fair. The throw over is not going to be able to be caught by Strakowski. Geyer grabbed it. The throw was relatively high. I thought that could have been caught. That'll be ruled an E3, so the Kingsmen have their first base runner.
Number 14, Phoebe Wood.
Here comes Phoebe Wood with a runner on first and nobody out. Bunt is shown, pulled back. There goes Baird down to second. The throw bounces off the chest of Harmon, and Baird is in safely to second base. That was ball one on the pitch. One and 0. That was Baird's fourth stolen base of the year as it's fouled off. Now 1-1. One. Bunt back to the pitcher. Fielded by Geyer. This one is caught. And the runner moves to third. So they get the guaranteed out at first, which was the smart play, but the sac fly comes into place for Ashlyn Kronwitter. Mound visit here. One out, runner on third. Probably the message out here, keep the ball low, try and keep it on the ground, shoot it home when they get the chance. The infield probably going to come in here unless they say, you know what, if you get the ground ball, you can get the run, but we'll take the out. We don't want this turning into a bigger inning than it could be. Kronwitter, normally a pretty good bunter or fly ball hitter. Not a lot of line drives. Kronwitter playing left today. This is her first at-bat of the game. Taking a called strike. Nice pitch. Keeping it away and low. With one out. Bunt is popped up foul. So now that takes the bunt out of play, and the middle infield probably going to play back a little bit. Corner's probably still in. 0-2, one out. Outside 1-2. Kronwitter batting .436 this season with 17 hits. All of those hits are singles. 7 RBIs. Swing and a miss. Scotter. Now 2 down. Nice pitch there from Geyer. Here is Izzy Hanna. Hanna stands in, runner on third, 2 outs. Gets the call. Seemed like it may have been a little outside, but called a strike. 0-1. And the pitch fouled off by Hanna into the crowd. Look out. 0-2, and Ava Geyer coming right back after giving up the error and then the Stolen base, move over to third on a ground out. No sack fly. Now 0-2, 2 outs. Baird still on third. Just staying alive is Izzy Hanna. She struck out her first time up looking. Oh, 0-2, and the pitch. Taking called strike 3. Hanna thought it was outside. It is called a strike 3, and that ends this third inning. Kingsmen threaten, can't score, still no hits. But that ends the third. 2-0 New Prairie. Ava Geyer to lead things off here. We're in the top of the fourth inning. New Prairie up by 2. First pitch to Geyer is high. Well, they might call this game a pitcher's duel. They might also call this at-bat a pitcher's duel. 2 pitchers going at it. And the 1-0 is in there. It is 1-1. Umpire is giving a pitch about a ball's length on the outside of extra. Swing and a miss. So we'll see how these hitters adjust. Maybe take a step closer to the plate. Maybe choke down on the bat. One and two. Signorino deals a swing and a miss. So now another strikeout. That is strikeout number 7. First pitch in there for a strike on Addie Luther. Luther struck out her first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Infield playing straight up, outfield playing a little shaded to the left. 0-2. Up and out. So 1 and 2 here on Luther with 1 down and nobody on. One, two. Swing and a miss. Signorino is dialed in. That is now another strikeout. Strikeout number 8 on the day. That's 4 straight strikeouts. 6 of the last 7 outs are through strikeouts. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And the difference between this inning, these last few innings in the first, she's getting ahead in the count. And she's getting her fastball across, setting up those secondary pitches. Outside and gets the call. So it is going both ways. Oh and 2. Swing and a miss. 5th straight strikeout from Signorino, and that ends the top half of the fourth. She is some sort of dialed in right now. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 2-0 New Prairie. Bottom of the fourth inning, Kingsman softball on the pennant here on the corner of Bittersweet and McKinley at Mayo Oberfell Lober Field. 2-0 New Prairie over the Kingsmen. Shannon Rudge coming to the plate. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking in her first at-bat back in the first inning. In there, strike one. Both of these pitchers just pumping in strikes. 0-1, Geyer back on the mound. Popped her up. Calling for it is Harmon and making the catch. There's one down.
Number 12, Ava Zachary.
Here comes Ava Zachary. Standing in with one down and nobody on. She grounded out to third her last time up. High fastball, foul tip, strike one. No balls, one strike. And the pitch. Did not catch the outside part of the strike zone there. It's been a pretty wide zone, especially to righties. A little slimmer to lefties. 1-1. Fouled off. One and two. Outside. 2-2. So Zachary still with a good eye for the strike zone, even though it's a little wider. She's been able to adjust here. She's got the count worked to 2-2. Grounded to short hard. Little fumble with it. Harmon has to try and recover, and there will be no play. We'll see if that goes down as a hit. I would think it would. And it will. It is the first hit of the game for the Kingsmen, so there will be no hitter, and that was kind of expected. Pretty rare you would see a no-hitter from one team the first game and a no-hitter from the next. Zachary on first. That gets away from Robakowski, and Zachary's going to take second. Low ball one to Peyton Dwiggins. Fouled off. It is 1-1 with one out. And Zachary on second. Kingsman trying to claw back into this one. They've been shut down on offense so far as we're in the fourth inning. 2-0. New Prairie leads. Logan Rumble is on deck. Dwiggins 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Geyer back to work. Lined over the top of Harmon into left. Base hit. That's going to get to the wall. Zachary scores on her way to second with a stand-up double. And here come the Kingsmen. 2-1 the score.
Number 10 for the goal.
That is laced by Peyton Dwiggins there.
Rumble. And running for the Kingsmen. Number 1, Addison Zachary.
Addison Zachary will run for Peyton Dwiggins. as a courtesy runner. Two-one as Ava Zachary scores. With one out and a runner on second, it's low and in on Logan Rumble. One and 0, one out, runner on second. 2-1 the score. New Prairie with the lead. That is in there for a strike, 1-1. Two and one. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Rumble standing in with 2 strikes. Fouled off. Corners are in. Middle infield playing medium depth. 1-2. Breaking ball. Beautifully placed in there for strike number 3 and out number 2. Rumble down on strikes. Here comes Camille Beaver, who hit one pretty hard to left, but right at the left fielder Waltz. They position Waltz there on the left, if you can see, just maybe barely on the edge of your screen. She's positioned near the foul line. Ball 1 to Beaver. One-zero. Bunt down the third base line. Beautifully placed. Throw over. None. There is no throw. But we've got a play. They're going to say that she hit it outside the box. So she is out. She placed the bunt down very well down the third base line, but she was outside the box when it was hit. So that will end the inning. That is an automatic out when it hits you outside the box. So it remains 2-1, and that ends the inning. So we go to the top of the 5th. Kingsmen get a run back, threaten for more, but New Prairie holds them off. We'll be right back. Kira Schakowsky leads things off. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 here. Signorino, that is outside. She is working on 5 straight strikeouts. 7 of the last 8 outs have been strikeouts. 1-1. Foul off. It's 1-2. Strakowski is 1 for 1 with a single. That single came back in the second inning. Back up the middle, off the glove of Signorino, and that'll be a hit. That one will make the old batting average on balls in play go up just a little bit. Bit of a lucky bounce there, and it is a single there. So a leadoff hit. Strakowski on first. Klingberg at the plate. Squares the bunt, popped it up, it hits the fence behind home. Klingberg struck out her last time up. Squares the bunt again, gets it down in front of home. Fielded by Wood. Throw over. Good cover by Beaver. And there's one down. So now one down. Runner gets to second. Pinch hitter. Gonna get Abby Humes. Abby Humes will pinch hit here with one down and a runner on second.
Next up for the Cougars, number 5, Abby Humes.
So she pinch hits here. She's batting .300 on 10 at-bats, so small sample size, but good nonetheless. She takes ball one. There's one down. Called a strike. 1-1. Clouds starting to roll in here. The sun has been blocked, which I think the players on the field are not the saddest about, as it's fouled off. 1-2. One and two. Signorino's got 9 strikeouts already this game. And the pitch. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball to the outside. And strikeout number 10 for Signorino. Randy Robakowski now. Two down. Checked her swing, held up, 1-0. One and 0. That is just outside. 2-0. Robakowski is 1 for 2. A double and a line out to center. 2-0. Oh, look out. Good thing they're wearing helmets. That hits her square on the forehead, if not for the helmet. That's a hit by a pitch that'll get the blood pressure up and going.
Number 2, Ella Chelmaniak.
Ella Chelmaniak comes to the plate. First and second. Big at bat here. Oh, this gets the backstop there, and that's a wild pitch. No chance for Dwiggins to stop that. She is missing up and in right now. So the runners move up. Runners on 2 and 3. 2 outs, 1-0. That is low. 2-0. There's a base open. So you don't have to come into her here. Shelmaniak hitting .443 with 18 RBIs. She smacks one foul out of play, 2-1. That's a good pitch. Not too dangerous. 2-1. On the third base side, foul. And there's a lot of twos up there on that scoreboard. 2-2. Signorino to work. Outside, they'll throw down to third. Oh, look out. Getting up and coming home. She will score. Oh, man, they tried to throw back to third, and it cost Dwiggins. Off the top of the glove of Zachary, Strakowski scores. It's 3-1. Three and two, 2 outs, runner on third. Popped foul. So that'll be an unearned run. And if this run scores, and any run in this inning, they will all be unearned. Hopefully we don't have to get there. 3-2. Just a check swing foul. Look out in the bleachers. That'll not be an RBI, as it was not in play. And it, even if it was, would have been an error. Shelmaniak with 9 doubles, 31 hits, and 2 triples. And 18 RBIs. 3-2. Signorino deals. Ball 4. Great at bat.
Number 41, Abby Harmon.
Abby Harmon coming to the plate. Harmon with 19 RBIs. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Squared around a bunt, pulled back, and just taking second is Shelmaniak. Oh, and 1. The 0-1. Good stop behind the dish by Dwiggins. 1-1. One and one. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Just staying alive. And trying to keep the runs as low as possible as Signorino. The 1-2. Called strike 3. So she works her way out of the jam. The error cost him a run. It's 3-1 New Prairie as they match Penn from their bottom of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 New Prairie. 6, 7, 8 hitter, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here for the Kingsmen. Addison Baird leads it off. We're in the bottom half of the fifth. Swing and a miss, strike one. Nice pitch there from Geyer. Oh and 1. That will be taken for ball one. Coming into this game, Ava Geyer at a 1.15 ERA. Kingsmen have scored 1 run. They look to get a little more than the average, and they're going to need that to win this game and clinch the conference. 1-2. Breaking ball floats just high. 2-2. 2-2. Oh, a defensive swing, just staying alive. A defensive half swing. Pear trying to be the leadoff batter on. 2-2. Fouled off again. Making Geyer work in this at-bat is Baird. Two. Fouled off down the right field line. 3-1 New Prairie. 2-2 in the count. Leadoff batter is Baird for the Kingsmen. And she takes ball 3. A very exciting battle here to open up the bottom of the fifth. The 3-2. Poked through the middle, fielded by Harmon. Out! Harmon makes a nice play on a ball that had some weird floating backspin on it. And here comes Phoebe Wood. One out, nobody on. First pitch popped up by Wood. Strakowski will make the catch just inside the first baseline, and there's 2 down. Here comes Ashlyn Kronwitter. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And we got a pinch hitter. That is Charlie Swiger. So Charlie Swiger grabs a bat, she'll hit. She's batting .375 this season in 16 at-bats. Has not walked yet this year. 5 singles, 1 double, 2 RBIs. An on-base percentage of .375, which makes sense with the no walks. It's going to be the same as the average. Ball 1 to her. 1-0. And the pitch. Fouled off. 2 outs trying to get something going. If Swiger can reach, she could bring the top of the order to the plate with a chance to tie the game. 1-1. Swings and misses at the riser. 1-2. 1-2, and the pitch. Shot down the third base line, foul. One and two. A position, the left side, close to the foul line, up and in, brushes her off the plate, 2-2. Again, a lot of twos up on the scoreboard. 2-2, 2 outs. Late swing, fumbling around with it, Geyer, picked up by Luther, and there will be no play. That'll be ruled an error. That'll be an E1, according to the Hall of Fame sports writer and sportscaster in Indiana, Kurt Rollo. Tried to bunt was Hannah. She fouls it off. Oh and 1, 2 outs. Swiger on first. On the ground, hard to short and under the glove of Harmon. First and second, 2 outs. That'll go down as a hit.
Number 8, Shannon Rudd.
Here comes Shannon Rudge. 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a pop out. 2 on, 2 out. Slowly to center, but right at Chelminiak, and that ends the inning. We will head to the 6th. Kingsmen threaten, cannot score. They'll have to stave off New Prairie in the top half of the 6th when we come back. And welcome back, top of the 6th. Signorino back to work. It's fouled off. Ava Geyer at the plate. 3-1 New Prairie. Kronwitter still out and left. Fouled off. 0-2. Defense plays pretty much straight up. Geyer is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a sac fly. 0-2 is popped up right to third base. Zachary calls for it, makes the catch. And there's one down.
Number 10, Addie Luther.
Addie Luther coming up here with 1 out and nobody on. Well, mound visit here, players mound visit. A conversation. Looks like some sort of player injury issue. I don't know. Something with the eye. They are going to Try and get the whatever is wrong with her eye fixed. At the moment, there's one out and nobody on. Stepping up would be Addie Luther, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. As it appears that Camille Beaver is okay. So 2 strikeouts for Luther as she's ready to stand in. She's been late on the fastball both times. Let's see if she chokes up a little bit. Maybe just a tad bit choked up and again late. A swing and a miss. That's what Signorino can do to hitters. She can just overpower them. Got 1 out, nobody on. 0-1. And that's in there. Nice pitch. Late action to it. 0-2. Here comes the 2-strike pitch, and that's up and out, trying to get her to chase. Not a bad idea. 1-2. That is up and out. 2-2. Two and two, and the pitch, swing and a miss. There's another strikeout for Signorino. That is strikeout number 12 on the night. Kerrigan Evans now. That is in there, strike 1. We're on the top of the 6th. It's 3-1 New Prairie. Reminder, Penn wins the NIC with a win tonight. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Whoa, that hit her. One might have just slipped out of the hand. So a hit by pitch after a 0-2 count. Kara Strakowski coming to the plate with 1 on and 2 outs. Strakowski is 2 for 2. A couple of singles. Fouled off, strike 1. Oh, 1-1. Evans ready to go on contact at first as that's in there for strike 2. Oh and 2. Signorino ready to go. The pitch. Swing and a miss. She went off speed and got her. That ends the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Kingsmen still trail 3-1. And the pennant welcomes you back to Kingsman softball. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-1 New Prairie over the Kingsmen. I'm James Mason. Ava Zachary leads off. Fly ball left field into foul territory. Nice catch by Waltz. And getting out the dangerous Ava Zachary with a great catch in foul territory. 1 out and nobody on for Peyton Dwiggins. Logan Rumble due up after her. Heart of the Kingsman order. Dwiggins gets on. Rumble could hit a home run, tie this thing up. First pitch is called a strike. Oh and 1. Dwiggins takes high. 1 and 1. New Prairie with 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. Penn with 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error. Floater down and ball 2. Two and 1. Dwiggins hits one sky high, foul ground, out of play. Two and 2. One out, 2 and 2. The pitch holds up. Nice take. 3 and 2. Three-two, checked her swing. Did she hold? She did. And a 1-out walk, and now the tying run comes to the plate. We got a pinch hit.
Stepping up to the plate for the Golden Black, number 5, Addison Begonia.
Addison Begonia is going to grab a bat, come in to hit. She is hitting for Logan Rumble, who was 0 for 2. One out, runner on first. Addison Begonia at the plate. Squares around a bunt, pulled back. They thought about stealing. Called a ball. And it was a strike, not a ball. Scoreboard read ball. Now it reads strike. It is low. 1 and 1. One and 1 now. Pulls around a bunt, pulls back now, throw down, not in time. So a stolen base. Count is 1 and 2. The pitch, swing and a miss. Got her. Down on strikes.
Number 2, Camille Beaver.
Two outs. Runner on second. Swinging and fouling it off is Camille Beaver. Beaver is 0 for 2. Had that awkward play where she hit out of the box. back in the fourth. Lined out to left her first time up. 0-1. Runs inside. 1-1. One swing can tie this game. It's 3-1 New Prairie. One and one, 2 outs. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes the run to score. Throw back to second, not in time. Addison Zachary, who was the courtesy runner for Dwiggins, will score. Beaver gets to second on the throw home after the single, and Addison Baird comes to the plate. And now another hit could tie this game. And now we got another pinch hit. It's Emma Pratt grabbing a bat. Hey, that rhymed. And hitting for Addison Baird. Two outs, runner on second. First pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, 1. Call the strike on the outside edge. 0-2. Well, the Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss. Got her. So New Prairie gets out of it. It's still 3-2. Well, still a lead. It's now 3-2. New Prairie with the lead. We go to the 7th inning. New Prairie holds a 1-run lead. The good part about that last inning with the hits, the Kingsmen, when they come back to bat in the bottom of the 7th, will have 8-9-1 due up. And their 8 and 9 hitters, they're no slouches. We'll have to see if it's a 1-run game when we come back. Top of the 7th, Michaela Klingberg leads off. First pitch from Signorino is in there. A swing and a miss, and strike 1. Klingberg is 0 for 2. That is 0 for 1. It was a sacrifice on that last one. 1-1 here as we're in the 7th inning. Klingberg takes strike 2. Those people keeping score at home, they can yell at me for not catching the sacrifice. The 1-2 called, strike 3. Another strikeout for Signorino. That's strikeout number 13. And time is called. We got a squirrel in the middle of the field. He's running around. Squirrel running around, and you're going to have to wait for him to get off. Now they're trying to scare him off. He's back into fair play. Look at him dart around. He's got great speed on the bases. Now he's threatened with a bat. Being scared off by a couple of coaches and an umpire. He's cornered. Now there he goes up the third baseline. They had him cornered. Now they're going to try and surround him. Let's see. Now Zachary runs closer to him. He's still in the field of play. Zachary running closer to him and trying to scare him off. He's out of our camera's view. This is like when they have a cat on the field at Yankee Stadium. Now it looks like we are good. Oh, here he's back. But I think we're going to play on. 1 out and nobody on. Signorino deals, and that is just up and in, ball 1. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Up and out, 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Waltz at the plate, batting .200 this year. She's pinch hitting for Abby Hughes. Swing and a miss. It's a drop third. She's got to run down. Riggins, the throw. No, Dwiggins couldn't make the play. And a drop third. It's a strikeout number 14, but getting to first on the drop third. That'll be an E2 after the strikeout. Got nothing more changes here, it looks like. Courtesy runner. Maddie Humes will pinch run here. Randy Robakowski at the plate here. Top of the order up. Outside, nice block by Dwiggins. They're just playing on with that squirrel there. He's back in the field. He's having a field day there by third base. Running behind Ava Zachary. Time now, as they've noticed. Now he's scared back into foul ground. Right by the third base coach box. He's running right in front of home. Look at the batter. Oh, he's got wheels on him. Now he's back near the crowd behind home. I'm sure that's going to be a fun time. We got one down. Signorino has got 15 strikeouts while we wait here. They are really chasing that squirrel around. It looks like he's made his way into the bleachers. Hey, he's probably just a big Kingsman softball fan looking to get a better view of the game. There's only so much you can see as a small squirrel from the stands, blocked by the bigger humans. And he'll take a seat in the bullpen, it looks like. Try and watch the game from there. And the pitch. That is 2-0 now. Randy Robakowski is 1 for 2, a hit by pitch and a double. Could be 2. Oh, it's dropped by Beaver off the Zachary field, and that'll be an E4. Said it earlier, the Kingsmen, they've normally been a pretty good fielding team, but they've had some innings where it unravels. And this may be one of those innings. Ella Chelminiak. Chelminiak leads the team in average at 440. And there's a base hit to left center. A run will score, maybe 2. They're waving her home. Here's the play. Safe. And getting the third is Chelminiak. And that may be the nail in the coffin. And if you look at run differential, those are 2 huge numbers because the tiebreaker after head-to-head is runs in the games you played, and the Kingsmen won by 3 last night. The Cougars now up by 3. And I'm not even sure what the tiebreaker after that. It might just be, I think it might be the tie. It'll be the runs scored, the run differential against St. Joe if they would be the next best team. Up and out, ball 1. It's 5-2 New Prairie. Bunt, popped. Ooh, almost caught by Dwiggins. Abby Harmon back in the box. Popped up in the air on the bunt. Caught by Dwiggins. There's 2 out. So the bunt attempt is unsuccessful.
Number 20, Ava Geyer.
Ava Geyer up now. In the air to left center. Well hit. Kronwitter runs over, makes the catch. Got a great jump on it and ran over and made the catch. So that ends the 7th. The Kingsmen will have one chance to head to the bottom of the 7th and tie it or take the lead and win it. When we come back, we will see what happens on the pennant. Well, the Kingsmen trail by 3 as the pennant brings you Kingsmen softball. 5-2 New Prairie. Pinch hitting for Phoebe Wood is Addison Zachary. First pitch, swing and a miss. If you look at averages, an earned run average for Ava Geyer is 1.15, so the Kingsmen have already overshot that. But you never know. Comebacks can be quite crazy in this sport. Addison Zachary coming into this game has got a 286 average, a swing and a miss there. It's 1-2. She's ran today as a courtesy runner. This is her first at bat, and she strikes out swinging. The riser just overmatched there, and there's one down. Charlie Swiger was scheduled up, but Carson Petty's going to pinch hit for her.
Number 9 for the Kingsmen, Carson Petty.
So the sophomore will pinch hit here. Petty comes into this. In 8 at-bats, she's got 4 hits. All of them singles. 1 down, nobody on. New Prairie trying to close this one out. Would leave it at a dead tie in the second tiebreaker, and the first tiebreaker would also be tied in the NIC tie-breaking scenarios here. 1-0. Geyer back to work. And that's in there for a strike. 1-1. On the ground to short, fielded by Harmon, throw over in time, and there's 2 down. So the last hope for the Kingsmen is Izzy Hanna. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on for Izzy Hanna. She is 1 for 3. A single and 2 strikeouts. Laced foul. Kingsman with 4 hits. Tonight it was really the defense that really was their undoing. 3 errors tonight, and all of them critical. The 0-1. Chop down the first base line. This is rolling foul. Good play by New Prairie to hold up and let that roll foul. Geyer and Robakowski converged there, and then their minds combined to say, you know what? Let's let this go foul. 0-2. Geyer with the pitch. Upstairs. Next game for the Kingsmen will be against St. Joe. They'll have another chance to clinch the title then. They just need 1 win, or 2 wins now, as it's fouled off. They'll need 2 wins, and they're going to probably have to win. They're going to have to win pretty big against St. Joe. Not exactly sure what New Prairie's score against St. Joe was, but that is the 3rd tiebreaker. Run differential against the next best team. On the ground to short. Throw over is not in time, and we will continue here. That'll go down as a hit. The tying run will be on deck. First pitch to Rudge. In the air, in the infield. Klingenberg calls for it, and it's a dead tie in the NIC. That ends at 5-2 the final. New Prairie wins it, and they've tied the NIC conference. This will be an interesting final week in conference play now. So New Prairie wins it with 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Kingsman with 2 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. We thank you for tuning in. We'll have a post-game show here in a minute. And welcome back to the Penn postgame show. Kingsmen fall 5-2 tonight. New Prairie with an excellent pitching performance. It's Ava Geyer getting the win on the mound tonight. Olivia Signorino gets the loss. Not much she could do tonight. Kingsmen, they hurt themselves in the field tonight with 3 errors. And New Prairie, they took advantage early. They scored 2 runs in the first inning, and that would have been good enough to keep the game tied. They scored 1 in the 5th and 2 insurance runs in the 7th to really hurt the Kingsman spirit. And that is all that Penn can muster tonight. 2 runs on 5 hits. But New Prairie splits the series with the Kingsmen. The NIC is tied between the Kingsmen and Cougars. Penn will travel to start a home-and-home with St. Joe next week. They take on Edwardsburg tomorrow night in a non-conference game. And that is all. Thanks for watching. I'm James Mason. You can tune in on Tuesday, May 20th for Penn baseball against St. Joe. Until then, have a nice rest of your week.